Allez, bonjour, welcome, bonsoir. Répétez la news coverage à la 4e musketeer. My name is Monsieur D'Artagnan, and here with me is Monsieur Michel Poisson-Garçon.
Hey, bonjour.
And yes, he's American. We have here today for you the story on the great leader Napoleon history.
France has a new leader. He's Napoleon Bonaparte, and he was born on a day that will go down in history. The 15th of August, 1769. He was born in the lucky new French province of Corsica, and guess what? He's not the first politician to be born in Corsica. In fact, Antoine Salicity was also born in Corsica. He was a French politician and a good friend of Robespierre. Napoleon's parents, Carlo Bonaparte and Lisita Romolino, are prominent middle-class people with an inspiration to do good around the world. Unfortunately, they recently had a tragic accident and a stillborn son. They are an Italian-speaking family, and French will be and is the second language to Napoleon. Though he immediately recognized by his professors as great strength in mathematics and reading, he began to rise through the military ranks solely based on merit. When the French Revolution erupted in 1789, Napoleon became a politically active Jacobin. When Corsica declared its independence in 1793, Napoleon broke all ties with his home and remained loyal to France. He joined the siege of British forces at Toulon, and although he suffered an unfortunate bayonet wound himself, he took command of the French artillery after its commander was seriously wounded. His incredible rallying of the cannoneers and concentrated fire led to a victory for France, as well as fame and promotion to brigadier general for the still young 26-year-old Napoleon.
Breaking news. The Bastille has recently been attacked and taken over. This attack was part of the people's protest. Only 7 prisoners were in the Bastille at the time of this attack. When the attack was over, there had been almost 100 casualties. It all started when a group of about 1,000 people gathered in front of the Bastille. They wanted everybody inside to surrender. A couple of the people were called in to negotiate to avoid a battle. They were inside for quite a long time, and the group waiting outside couldn't wait any longer. So they found a part of the Bastille that wasn't being guarded, and they invaded. Gunfire broke out and a battle had begun. Fighting went on until Governor de Launay ordered a ceasefire. His demands were refused. Everyone knew that he wouldn't be able to last much longer, so he surrendered, and the Bastille was overtaken at 5:30 in the afternoon. De Launay was then taken to the Hotel de Ville. The followers kicked him and abused him. He then shouted, "Enough, let me die." Out of frustration, he kicked a local pastry cook. This upset many people, so they repeatedly stabbed him. His head was then ruthlessly cut off and put on a pike, which was then carried around town. We now have some footage of this attack. Live from the storming of the Bastille! Watch live!
Vive la France! Vive la France! Vive la France! Vive la France! Oh, la Bastille! Vive la France! Surrender! Vive la France! Vive la France! Vive la France!
Truly shocking footage.
Now, for a story about the liberation of Egypt. What really happened in the great liberation of Egypt? Did our great leader, Napoleon Bonaparte, really flee? Or did he simply trick the enemy into thinking that he had the upper hand? The truth is now known, and the people of France have a right to know what really happened. The liberation of Egypt was a bold and heroic move made by your very own Napoleon Bonaparte. This liberation was to the local nations and the land a crippling blow to the disturbing British Empire. Though the opposition consisted mostly of the Egyptian army, it was strongly tireless, but the great Napoleon was ever vigilant, and victory after victory was attained. Our leader boldly marched across British-owned soil and claimed great spoils of war. Victory seemed inevitable, yet the vengeful British had one more dagger up their sleeve. The British Empire may be a disgusting, vile, mouldy piece of slop full of treacherous, sinful cretins with not enough decency to play a game of chance, but they do own a very impressive navy. The British lords did indeed send their fell crafts full of indecent sea scum against our great Napoleon, which was a large blow for the French army. With the British blockade on the Mediterranean, the general's only option was to retreat by land back to France. Of course, the French leader wouldn't think of fleeing when faced with such a ragged band of poorly trained degenerates. No, our leader would fight on against the Navy, expecting to breach the blockade and sail back to France. However, the scheming British lords were not to be taken lightly. Their brave soldiers of the French Navy fought honorably and were defeated by the British. With the French ships destroyed, our leader had no choice but to leave Egypt. The general couldn't bear to leave his army behind, but his men were ever vigilant and would do anything to ensure that their leader made it safely back to France. The French army was defeated in the end, but Napoleon had dealt a crippling blow to the British colony of Egypt. The French army would not be underestimated again, or so they thought.
Hello, mates. I'm your British weather correspondent, and I'm here today to do weather. Right now, as you can probably see behind me, it is dark. And for your 1 week forecast, at this time, every day, it'll be dark. During the day, tomorrow, it could be sunny, could be, rainy, could be cloudy, but we don't know. But at this time, tomorrow, for the rest of your life even, it'll be dark. Dark. Very, very dark.
Vous avez l'assurance, les compétences, la grâce, le dynamisme et la détermination, le cœur débordant de fierté et le désir de faire partie d'une équipe gagnante. Oui, vous avez tout pour participer aux Jeux Olympiques. Seulement, pas en tant qu'athlète. Pour connaître les possibilités de bénévolat aux Jeux d'hiver de 2010, allez sur workopolis.com, le fournisseur officiel exclusif de services de recrutement en ligne.
Welcome back. Coming up, an update on sports. You won't want to miss this.
Today we're at the National Sword Fighting Association Championships in Versailles. This is live. And in this corner we have Le Mako Fishman.
Yeah! Akio Sword! Yeah!
And in this other corner we have Le Gordy Christmas.
Ah! Akio Sword! Ha!
In 3, 2, 1!
Yeah! Yeah!
Ah, beautiful strike. Doesn't watch that again. Yo.
Run for your life!
First tennis match of the season took place last night at Versailles. It was between two rookies, Jacques Rousseau and Pierre Rossini. Rousseau came out on top despite his shaky start. Both of the men had a lot of experience for the average rookie. It seemed like you were watching two veterans battle it out in the 3-6, 6-1, and 6-2 final. It was in Rousseau's favor. Despite having a shaky start, Rossini looked much better than Richard. It seemed that Richard was going to win it for sure, but that all changed by the second set. Rousseau looked like he was the late King Louis X. He was returning everything that came his way, and well, Rossini looked like a farmer who had no crops to harvest. By the end of the match, Rousseau looked like his old self. It was a great start to the tennis season with two amateur players looking like professionals. I can't wait for the rest of the season. Back to you.
That's our show for today. Thanks for tuning in.
I hope to see you next week on La Quatre
Chez moi les murs sont comme de l'eau. À force d'éponger mes journées, les personnages dans mes tableaux, à me voir vivre ont décroché. Les idées folles devenaient lourdes. Elles avaient perdu leur portée. Je veux mon puits changer en